two teacher organizations in West Virginia Education Association and West Virginia Federation of Teachers, and together they represent large percentages of teachers and service workers in West Virginia. Judy's about to retire, but she's got one more fight left in her this year at the legislative session. She's had back problems from walking the halls of the state capitol all those years. You got one more fight left in you?
I do, Hoppy.
How are you? Good morning.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. What's your reaction to what the governor said on this program?
Well, we've known for a while that this was going to be a tough budget year. And I want to say first that I think that the taxpayers in West Virginia have been very generous to education. I don't think there's an issue about there being enough money. I think there is for a pay raise. I think there is an issue about how that money is distributed. The governor, the legislature, the State Board of Education have a great opportunity before them right now, I think. And that is to redistribute the money that we do have. Look, we're 48th in the country in pay raise. What is more troubling is we can't compete with any of our surrounding states, none of them. And so we have students, thousands of students, sitting in classrooms without a certified teacher in field. We have math teachers or teachers teaching math who don't have a degree in math, teachers teaching science who don't have a degree in science. It is, and people, everybody wants a better education system. We know that there are things we need to do, but if we cannot compete in terms of pay and benefits with the very best students in our higher ed institutions, then we're not going to improve things.
Judy Hale's with us.
All the research tells us, Hoppy, that a highly qualified teacher in the classroom is the most important thing in terms of academic achievement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always that. I mean, the other things factor in, like the building and what happens with the kid at home, but the number one factor consistently, yes, you're exactly right.
While they're in school is the highly qualified teacher. So why don't we do what the research says? Why don't we take this audit and use it as an opportunity to redistribute the money that is available and begin to have a competitive pay so we can put highly qualified teachers in our classrooms.
Well, you know what I say to that? You know what I say to that?
What?
Right on, sister. I mean, seriously. I mean, no. But okay. So tell me more about the redirection from where to where.
Okay, let me tell you. We've got a county in Wayne County that's about the same size as Putnam County. They've got 39 personal vehicles that the taxpayers are paying for their administration. It is reprehensible. In Monongalia County, 23% of the employees, the professional employees, are administrators. That causes Monongalia County to have the second highest student-teacher ratio in the state, in one of the most progressive counties we have. It is reprehensible that this is allowed to happen. We have got top-heaviness at the State Department of Education, as well as counties like Monongalia County. And, Hoppy, the State Board has proposed, well, let's just not, keep all these people at the State Department. Let's move them into Rhesus. All we're doing there is creating bigger bureaucracies. It is not going to solve any of the problems. We need to take the RESA money. We need to put it in the counties. We need to put it at the school level where principals and teacher leaders should be making decisions about what needs to be done in that school.
Isn't that essentially, except I know we disagree on the Rhesus, and not we, but you and the audit disagree about the Rhesus, which gets down to the weeds a little bit. I won't do that, but that's essentially or philosophically what the audit said was we're too top heavy and get the money back to the classrooms.
Yeah, but I don't see any of the policymakers talking about doing anything in terms of changing the formula to make sure that we've got enough teachers, enough certified teachers in our classrooms in order to improve the academic achievement of students.
Well, then here's the elephant in the room, and we're talking with Judy Hale, President, West Virginia Federation of Teachers. Is your organization willing to support any sort of locality pay, specialized pay, bonus pay for hard-to-fill positions?
Look, Hoppy, we've got the Innovation Zones law that allows any county to apply for waivers. If they decide at the local level and get the buy-in of the employees as well as the parents, et cetera, then our position is if they get that buy-in to do that, then we can waive state law, whether it comes to differential pay, paying people in hard-to-fill areas, the balanced calendar, as they call the year-round calendar, or any of these other controversial issues, these issues that raise red flags.
Right.
If they want to do that at the county level, we've got a state law right now, the Innovation Fund law, that they can apply to the state, and if they get the buy-in, and that's the only way that it's going to be, any of these things are going to be successful anyway. You have to get the buy-in of the public, the parents, the employees.
And the teacher, look, the teacher's got to buy in. Your membership has to buy in.
Absolutely.
And believe that it's in the best interest. Look, and believe that it's in the best interest of the kids' education, A, and B, and in their self-interest. Look, I want teachers to make, I want good and great teachers to make more money. But it's not going to happen under the old system. It's not going to happen with across-the-board raises. It's not going to happen without dealing with the seniority issue. It's just not going to happen.
Look, Hobby, there is no research that says any kind of seniority law improves academic achievement. Doing away with it, making it more in terms of seniority. There is no research that says that that's going to improve academic achievement. It just doesn't exist, and I don't think that's where, based on the conversations I've had with policymakers, I'm not sure that's where they're going at this point. What I want them to do is change the way the money is being spent in our school system. There's enough money. Why are we saying that Rhesus should do the professional development? Professional development should be done by an entity that just does professional development. Rhesus does all of these other things. They're not good at professional development. They're not going to be able to deliver to teachers what they need.
What do you think of the balanced calendar, which is a version of year-round school? They're having hearings on it in Cabell County right now.
Look, and I think that the superintendent there is doing it the right way because he's getting input. We've got some right here in Kanawha County.
Right, Piedmont.
That work very well. Now, I have to say that the teachers who are at these schools and the service personnel really do like the schedule that they're running. Now, if a superintendent can make an argument that it's going to improve academic achievement and that we're going to get buy-in from the community, then, they have the authority. They have the ability to do that right now.
Judy Hale's with us, President of West Virginia Federation of Teachers. Let me give you a hypothetical. One of my favorite hypotheticals is that, as you pointed out, one of the great crimes in this state, and I'm surprised somebody hasn't sued to say that we're not meeting our constitutional mandate of a thorough and efficient education system, since we have 600 classrooms that don't have certified teachers in them for that particular discipline. But let's say that you're the superintendent of Lincoln County, and in March or April, you think, I'm not going to have a physics teacher next year at a particular high school, and you go out recruiting and you find a teacher from somewhere, or you find a graduate from somewhere, and you talk to him and you say, I want to hire you for that job. And that person, and they're a great candidate, and they say, I'd like to come, but A, I need a little more money, or I need some help, and B, I want to go to this particular school. I don't want to wait in line. Shouldn't we be able in West Virginia to do that? To say, look, I'm gonna give you $5,000 toward paying off your student loan, and I'm going to hire you today. I don't care what the seniority rule is. I'm going to hire you today. Shouldn't we be able to do that?
Hoppy, that doesn't solve our problem.
It solves the problem for that classroom.
Look, it's not just physics now. It's language
arts.
Okay,
but it solves that, doesn't it? Solve that?
It's all across the board that we've got shortages. It is time that the policymakers determined that we're going to have a competitive salary for everybody if we're going to improve academic achievement. That one thing doesn't solve our problem. The legislature, the governor, the state board, they have a wonderful opportunity now this is supposed to be,
Then will you be on board with more accountability? Will you accept greater accountability?
Absolutely. I don't think teachers have ever been afraid of accountability. I don't think they've ever been afraid of accountability. But you know what? Teachers don't have much control over the resources that they get.
You're right.
Now.
You're right. Give them more control. Give them more control, more accountability. More control, more accountability.
Those decisions in terms of resources, they need to be made by the administrator and the teacher leaders at the school site.
I got a break. We're going to see you in Charleston. You shouldn't retire. You're just hitting your stride. You kidding me?